Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. Today, we are looking at a blue-black ink from Monteverde Blue Black. Thanks go out to the OC Pen Club for providing the sample for this review. Here's our comparison panel for today. If I could just have some focus, that would be great. Here we go. Alright, this is a very dark grayish black ink. I don't really see any blue, and I did look at some other reviews to see if they had any better look with this, and I didn't see any, so what you see is what you get in the actual ink. So here's our ink painting of the day. It looks like it has a little alien friend. And here's our toilet paper chromatography. I see a darkish gray ink here, and then it leads out to this purplish gray blue, and then right along the edge, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's actually a pinkish, just the teeniest, tiniest hint of pink in there. Very interesting indeed. Sorry, my carburetor's a little today. Alright, so before we start the video, I am going to share this with our friends. I would encourage you at this time to share this with your friends so that they can come and hang out with us too. Okay, we're going to share this on. Guppy. Pinterest, and the Facebook, and the Blogger, and the LinkedIn, and the Twitter, and the Reddit, oops, and the Tumblr. Alright. They're all shared out. Okay. So, let's do some ink review, shall we? This is the Pen and Gear Memo Book from Walmart.com. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Minimal amount of feathering. No bleeding, barely any ghosting. This is lightweight traveler's notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, barely any bleeding, barely any ghosting. This is super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Today's pen will be using the Fountain Pen Revolution Himalaya version 1 with an Ultra Flex nib. No feathering, normal amount of ghosting. This is Moleskine 70 GSM paper. Oi! Feather like a chicken, bled to the page. Field Notes Journal. Tiny bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. 52 GSM Tomaway River. No feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. Ayush 100 GSM paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Midori MD paper. No feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. A little bit of ghosting. Leuchtturm 1917. No feathering. No bleeding. Little bit of ghosting. There. This is the Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. Tiny bit of feathering. Little bit of bleeding. No bleeding. Barely any ghosting. Cosmo Air Light. I do want to write that on here. How do I want to do this? Yep. Proper. Yes. Apologies for the small interlude. Okay, this is Cosmo Air Light. No feathering. No bleeding. Little bit of ghosting. This is Marmon Nemosity 80 GSM dot grid. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Oxford Optic Paper. Tiny bit of feathering, little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Barely any ghosting. Lamy Booklet 90 GSM. No feathering. No bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. No feathering, little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Excuse me. Up and Up. Hi, Amy Alphabet. How are you doing today? So far, so good. This is Up and Up Wide Rule Composition Book from Target.com. No feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Yeah, this, where is it? Cosmo Air Light. I did see the little reviews that you did on the back. Is Cosmo Tomoe River? I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. But the tests that you did on the back were extensive. Sweet Potato Purple. I've seen bleed through some papers, but It didn't even think about it. Nothing bled through. All good. No, it's Yoma. Something. Yoma something. Diamond Earl Grey. Most of these are cooperative inks. But nothing bled through. I mean, nothing. So, Yamamoto. Yamamoto. Oh, I see. Yeah, nice paper. So far, so good. Alright, this is True Red composition book from Staples.com. Barely any feathering. Little bit of bleed through. Tiny bit of ghosting. Got black all over my fingernail. Ugh. Apica. 81.4 grams per square meter. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. I like this paper a lot too. This is the Nanami 7 Seas 68 GSM Tomoe River. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is the Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Okay, so the weird thing, I have a grid notebook of the same paper, and it is like grid printing. Changed the paper because shading inks bled. It's so strange. Some of those inks in the back are sending to you. The Troublemaker inks are really fun colors. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have noticed that sometimes, like if you look at this paper, every once in a great while where it touches the dot, I can't find a good example, but it like bleeds into the dot. Crap, I can't find any. Just when I want some. And I do find that they like bleed through the dots sometimes. So I can't find one right at this moment, but I know what you're talking about. I have, let's see, what is it? I had some graph paper. I can't remember what the name of the company was. It was like Expressit. Yeah, it was Expressit grid paper, and where the lines were on the page, it always bled and it looked like whoosh into the page. Weird. Okay. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Artist's Loft 100 GSM paper. Tiny bit of feathering. Where am I looking? Right here. Little tiny bits of bleed through, but no ghosting. This is Buffet handmade paper from Italy. Tiny bit of feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. A Blue Moon, the Tomoe River, too. So odd. That is very odd. Tomoe River usually doesn't bleed. Is it the old Tomoe River? Or the medium Tomoe River? Or the new Tomoe River? Because the new old Tomoe River, let's see, how do I put this? The 21 Tomoe River was not very good. the Hobonichi was this year's Hobonichi was Old Tomoe River. When you got your Hobonichi, there was a little sample piece of paper that was gonna be next year's Tomoe River, but since Tomoegawa got bought out by Sanzan, and they restarted making Old Tomoe River again. So hopefully this year, when they make the new Tomoe Rivers in September, they will be the old Tomoe River. You know what I'm saying? Because the new stuff was not good, I'm told. It was okay, but it was not great. Okay, this is U-Style notebook paper. Yeah, it's not good, I'm going to tell you that. No feathering. Where am I? Tiny little bit of bleed through, barely any ghosting. Alright, this is Sheffield Home Paper Goods. Oi. A little bit of feathering, bleeding, and ghosting. CVS Caliber notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Mead wide rolled notebook paper. Surprising, no feathering. Little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. 5-star notebook paper. Feather like a chicken, blood through the page. Speckled notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. A little bit of spread. Barely any bleed. Little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Oh, hello, cat. How are you? Are you having a nice day? No feathering. No bleeding, no ghosting. A little bit of ghosting. Oh. Oi. That's not good. This is JNB Copper Plate Graph Pad from JohnNeilBooks.com, and that's really bad. Feather like a chicken, bled to the page. And this is Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. Little bit of spread, but no bleed through. I don't know what that might be. Just the tiniest bit of bleed through. No ghosting. Barely any ghosting. Okay, let's do a comparison panel and see where this ink lies. So, my boss is always wondering why the back of my legs look like I'm injuring myself, when in all actuality, it's the neighborhood cat. His name is Harold, and he's deaf and balding, and if you come up behind him and you try and pet him, he will scratch the fuck out of your legs. So I always try and give him a wide berth, and even then when he sees me out of the corner of his eye, he starts screaming and scratching, just flailing about, and then he realizes it's me, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Poor kitty. I'd like to buy him some hearing aids, but I don't think they'd last very long. Okay. Let's take a look at some ink review, shall we? This is Monteverde Blue Black. Now, I know that I don't have any blue blacks that even come close to this, but we're going to look. I'm going to turn up the lights just a little bit so we can see better the differences between the blue blacks and the black black. No, 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 no. This is clearly not a blue ink. Clearly, this is a blue black ink. This is a black ink. I don't know why they called it blue black. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Nothing. Stargazer, maybe. Tasha, Yukio, Euguro, blue black. Silent Night is the closest thing so far. That's all of the blue black inks. Let's take a look at some black inks, because I think that we're going to have a better chance with the black inks. Ooh, dear, look at how badly that feathered. It's because I got a little bit of schmutz on it. I got a little bit of spray from water bottle on it. Too bad. Okay. So this is Diatramentus Graphite Black. Diatramentus George Washington has more in common with George Washington or Graphite Black than it does with Blue Black. Platinum Carbon Black. Noodler's X Feather. Parker Quink Black. Jinhao Black. It's more closer to Jinhao Black, I think. Black Violet. Seize the Night. Aomurasake. Cast Iron. Bootlegger Scarlet Letter. Brexit. Winter Miracle. Deck the Halls. Ebony Purple. Solar Storm. Doing Water Blau. Noodler's Polar Black. Noodler's Borealis Black. Diatramentus Document Black. Diatramentus Archive Black. Lamy Black. Pilot Black. Monteverde Onyx. Krishna Black. Twisby Black. Pelican Edelstein Onyx. Private Reserve Velvet Black. Andoryllium Common Loon Black. MMD Starry Night. Freedom of the Starry Skies Black. Diamond Matthew. Robert Oscar Schwartz Rose. Mayara Niaro Vesuvio. This is about the closest that I can see. Pilot Hiroshizuku Takesumi. Wearing Glow Shooting at the Moon. Troublemaker Polar Lights. Kiwi Inks Nebula Space Kitty. Bakersfield Food Color Black. Platinum Black. It's probably even nearest polar Platinum Black. Diatramentus Black Roses. Kind of close to this one too. Like, I think that this is overall the closest of the bunch. Yeah, and any of the reviews that I saw, just there's no blue in this at all. I don't even know how they got to that conclusion that it was a blue black. No, no, no. No, no, no. No. No, 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 and no. Okay, so no grays either. So, this is a very strange ink. I think someone had a dumbass attack when they were naming this ink. It happened, you know. They're like, let's get drunk and make this ink. Let's make an ink. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is probably not the color it should be. Yeah, yes, I love Platinum Carbon Black. I bought a whole bottle. I bought a whole bottle because I wanted to see if I could do some art with it. And then I sent some friend who is an artist some, and she tried it last night on her stream, and she's on twitch.com twitch.tv/WumbleBumblebee. And at the end of her last stream, she did a little switchy swatch with the Noodler's Charlie pen that I sent her. And she did some art with it, so I thought that was really cool. If you have maybe 20 minutes, you should go check her video out. Some announcements. Let me see. Okay, announcement. So, from May 14th through the 20th, I will be taking a break from doing ink reviews. Let's see. So, and then today, May, what is today? The 13th. 13th, you'll get a currently inked. Tomorrow, you're gonna get a Bujo. And then from May 15th through the 20th, I will be having a free calligraphy class. On my Patreon. .com/. Marilyn Darling Show. And then from May 21 through the 31st, I will be on vacation. So, if you guys are, and then on the 1st of June, I will do a Bujo setup video. And then on the 2nd, I will do a currently inked video. Okie dokie. I'm not going anywhere too far. I'm probably going to be still in Southern California, but my friend is coming out from Las Vegas, and I would like to spend some time with her and hang out. So, if you guys are going to be around, I would encourage you to please go over and like or follow the Patreon account, because the classes will be hosted on YouTube, but they won't be viewable from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to join the class, please go to the Patreon, like or follow the page, however it is, and let me see if I could just... So, go to the Patreon, and then over here it'll ask you if you want, you can accept the services, and then create an account, and like you don't have to, whatever. You can follow the page and share it with your friends, and this will tell you how many patrons I have and how much pennies I'm making, and then I will have a free class. And then if you want to support the channel, you can do that with $1 a month, or if you'd like to have a Zoom session, you can do that there. And if you want to pay for the calligraphy class for $5 a month, then you can do that there. There's over 50 hours worth of content on that tier, so if you want to learn calligraphy, that's where to do it. And so if you guys want to see me next week, that's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be on Patreon, so come check it out. Okay. So, that's all I've got for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe, or ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all, so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day.